On all reading writing questions, we start by reading the stem so we can see what domain we are on. Clearly, we are on SEC, Standard English Conventions. We can also look at the answer choices and we see the dashes and the commas coming and going from various positions. That almost certainly means this is a boundaries questions where we're going to need to figure out what punctuation, if any, belongs between certain phrases and clauses. Let's start by reading the text as quickly as possible. As a behavioral economist, Katie Milkman of the University of Pennsylvania, go Philly, recognizes that people sometimes make irrational economic decisions. Milkman's research can thus address anomalies that neoclassical economic models, which assume that people are consistently rational decision makers, cannot explain. Just filling models and which in the blank, since we know those words will go in the blank. This question is very simple, and we're not going to waste time with it because this is a finish the frame opportunity. Finish the frame is one of our SNES, essential, non-essential elements techniques. And in this case, finish the frame is simply that we need a dash in this position. We can see that there's a non-essential element beginning with which and ending with makers. The non-essential element ends with a dash, which means we need to begin the non-essential element with a dash, which means the answer here is going to be A. So what's happening here is we have Milkman's research can thus address anomalies that neoclassical economic models cannot explain. Again, everything from which to makers is non-essential element, but there's no need to really even determine whether the which clause is essential or non-essential because we are already told by the fact that there is a dash in the non-underlined portion after the blank that we are going to need to begin our non-essential element. The which clause in this case is non-essential. In fact, which clauses are almost always non-essential and need to be framed by commas or, as in this case, dashes. Again, this is simply got to look down the road in the text, see that there's a dash after some non-essential element. There must therefore be a dash before the non-essential element. Some students might see the second dash and think, well, why can't I put a dash after the which? And the reason you can't is because the sentence would no longer really make sense. Milkman's research can thus address anomalies that neoclassical economic models which cannot explain. If you start the dash before assume and end at makers, what you are implying is that everything from assume to makers is your non-essential element. And again, if you read the sentence without everything from assume to makers, you get some nonsense. So the answer here is A.